Coming across my desk today is a new product from the folks over at Don Juan Pomade, and this one is a bit different. Yeah, different's the word I want to use for it. This one's a bit different. But as we've seen time and time again, appearances can be deceiving. So how different is this pomade? We are going to find out today. And I'm very excited to say we will also be giving away a few of these as well at the end of the video. So stay tuned for that. Let's get rolling. 5 minutes on the clock. Here we go. According to the brand, the new Don Juan styling gel provides a lasting stronghold and control to difficult hair. They also say the non-flaking formula contains coconut oil, shea, and papaya extracts with vitamin E to aid in conditioning and maintaining luxurious, healthy-looking hair. They also say that this, being a gel-type pomade, washes out of the hair easily, and price-wise, we're looking at $16.99 for 16 ounces with a giant 32-ounce option for $30.99 and $32.99 with the pump. Moving over the scent now, they do call this Summer Sea Breeze, and to me this is a clean and fresh scent. I think it's very typical of things like grocery store shampoos, for example, or something like that. And I don't mean that in a negative way either. It's a great scent. It's very fresh, very clean, but it's also a very typical scent, in my opinion. Typical is also a word that I would use to describe the scoop now, and taking a closer look at that, it does have a lot of things that are typical of a gel-type pomade, but it also has some things, obviously, that are a bit different. Like the fact that this stuff looks like the stuff Cameron Diaz styled her hair with in There's Something About Mary.
I just ran out.
And besides having that very particular type of look here, this stuff breaks down like water. I mean, it's a bit nuts how it sits in the jar and doesn't pour out, but you give it even the slightest pressure and it's like water, which I do think is why it works so well with the pump, which, moving over to that, is more for convenience than anything else. With the big 32-ounce option, you can get it with this pump, and it makes it great for people who use a crap ton of pomade or barbers who use a crap ton of pomade. It just makes it easier to get it out of the jar. So either way, this stuff is very convenient. Moving over to the demo now. For this, I decided to run with slightly damp hair, like a mix of dry and damp bits. I found this to really be the best way to go after trying both dry and damp hair. That's because I think on dry hair, the pomade just becomes very light. I mean, it breaks down like water pretty much, like I said, and then it just glides through the dry hair and doesn't latch on really at all. On the other end, the damp hair is the opposite. I think it really latches on to the moisture, but then too much moisture causes its own set of problems, which I'll touch on at the end. But to show you what I'm doing here, I'm putting a total of 3 scoops in my hair. Large size scoops too. A lot more product than I thought I'd end up using for sure. But that's what it took to get my hair into a position where I felt like I could style it and then get a result that allowed me to form an opinion on the product. Checking in on that same result around 5 hours into the day. Yes, I said 5 hours instead of 8 hours. That's because this product pretty much clocked out, and I didn't think it was really worth going the full 8 hours. We can see it's pretty much lifted out. There's still a tiny bit of control left in there, but for the most part, my hair is just free-flowing. There's not much of anything keeping it intact, so I just went ahead and called it. Moving over to the washout now, though, this one for me was a straight water rinse. Very easy. Nothing really else to report there. This stuff disappears the second it even senses water. It just runs right out of your hair. That, though, brings us right to the verdict. This one here for me was a bit surprising, as it's not like any of the other pomades that Don Juan offers. For starters, I was very surprised at how light it was. I wouldn't label this a stronghold at all. I mean, for me, it was like the lighter end of medium, which is very different for not only Don Juan, but for gels in particular. I mean, usually they're not this light. I'd also say the styling took some getting used to as well, because dry hair didn't give it any additional benefit, and then having hair that was too damp, like I explained, basically caused the product to just rinse out, thus also not giving any benefit. So finding that sweet spot, I think, was really needed for success with this pomade. And after using it a couple of times, for me, this really gave me a vibe that it was more so designed for like a barbershop back bar pomade that a barber can just throw into a client's hair and then give it a quick combing, so you leave the chair looking awesome and feeling refreshed, which of course is something that you can replicate at home with something like this. Obviously, I did it myself, but I think the whole definitely needed some work. I did enjoy seeing something different though. With so many cookie cutter gels out out there. It was really nice to see one that took a different approach. I also enjoyed how easy it was to work with. Lastly now, Don Juan is offering 2 jars of this pomade totally free to 2 different subscribers. We have one 16-ounce jar and one of the big boy 32-ounce jars going out to 2 subscribers. One more time, you must be a subscriber. And all you have to do after subscribing is follow the link in the description over to the Gleam giveaway platform and get your entry in. That is it though for today. Thanks so much for checking this out with me. Make sure you do the big 3 for me: like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, take it easy. I'll see you next time.